watch when we make the sea monster.
Okay. Video, I'm gonna go ahead and create a Yeti piñata. I am gonna go ahead and put a little image right here so you guys can see what I'm going based off of. They didn't tell me exactly what kind of piñata to make, they just told me the theme. So I went ahead and just took the executive decision to decide to make it 3D since I haven't done a 3D piñata in a while. So keep on watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and let's get right into the video. I'm gonna start off by creating your circle. I am using the top of a pan. You could go ahead and also use a compass to make a perfect circle. It does measure about 6 radius and 12 diameter. Once I do have it done, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it out. Now that I cut out my circle, I'm gonna go ahead and stick it onto a piece of cardboard. This cardboard is about 24 to 30 inches tall. I didn't really take a measurement for this. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my hot glue and then roll it over until I cover the whole circle. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the excess cardboard while leaving a little bit extra so that I could hot glue it and stick it on there, closing the gap. Now that I am done with that step, I'm gonna go ahead and, well, not me, my son is helping me right here blowing up a balloon, just making sure it fits right in. And this is going to be the top of the head. This is going to help us give it that round head shape that the Yeti has. If you're wondering how I'm gonna get this shape to stay, I'm gonna be adding layers of paper with engrudo. So if you don't know what engrudo is, I do have a tutorial down below. I will be linking it for you guys to see. And basically it is a mixture of water with flour, and this is gonna help our paper or newspaper harden by the next morning whenever it's dry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add about 3 layers and let it dry and work on it the next morning. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the feet. I will be adding 3 circles in the front and 3 at the back. As you guys can see, I'm just using small objects that I find in my house, and then I will be connecting them. This is going to create the feet. I will be doing 2 because he does have 2 feet, but honestly, I did cut out 4 of them just to make it super thick, the cardboard for the bottom, since it is going to support the piñata, and I will be cutting it out. As you guys can see, I made these like cylinders and attached them to the feet, and since it is double cardboard, it is going to help it stand up strong. I also made some hands that I didn't get to record, but this is how the Yeti is looking so far. Now to add the bulkiness on the feet, I'm just gonna go ahead and take some paper, newspaper, and crunch it up. And I'm pretty much just going to give it the shape while adding some thin layers of paper with engrudo covering it on top to keep it in place. You can also be using tape at the moment just to keep it in place, but I'm just using the paper that I will be using at the end and covering it all up. Little by little, I am just adding as I go, and I will be doing it all throughout the feet and the toes also because they are pretty chunky as well. Once I do have my shape down, I am going to be adding a couple of more layers of my paper so that whenever it dries, it is hard and it maintains the shape. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a couple of more layers and finish up this foot. Vamos a poner más capas y acabar. For the last layer, you do want to go ahead and use white paper to have a cleaner finish. He does have 3 fingers, so I created this sausage looking like papers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stick this little bunch of paper under the arm just to cover it up. Then I will be adding a couple of layers of engrudo to keep everything in place. It should take me about 2 days or maybe 3 at the most to finish the full body, just because drying purposes, you want to give it the time so that with the weight and the water that it has with this paper, it doesn't just collapse on you because of the weight. So yeah, once I was finished shaping the whole piñata and building the whole body, I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of more layers of white paper just to give it a clean finish at the end, because if you guys did notice from the picture, the same monster is white. So I did add a little string at the top where it's going to hang from, and I made sure that I wrapped it all around the body so it could support the bottom weight as well. Now we can go ahead and move on to the decorating. We are pretty much going to be using only 2 colors for this one. I am using pink because he does have like pink at the bottom of the feet and the hands, I believe, and then the rest of his body is all white except for the eyes and the mouth, which I'm gonna be painting. But I am creating my French paper, just cutting strips of paper, and then I am going to take my scissors and make a little cuts close by to do the French for the feet. Okay, for the body, since it is going to be white, I do have white streamers, and this is the fastest way I found to cut it. I just take a little piece of cardboard and fold it, and then I just start cutting it by the bunch. You don't want to make it too thick because then it could be a little bit harder to cut through. And for the body, since he does have like a furry body, we want to go ahead and make the fringe as thin as possible. Now, as you guys can see, I am moving on to the feet, where I am going to cover the bottom of the feet with pink just so that it could have a cleaner finish. Adding bigger pieces of paper does help move a lot faster. So I'm gonna add some pink paper right here. See right here's a little screen when he has pink right here. I had to put down the brightness so you can see. Claudia, I have a little box where I already cut out my paper and have it all nice and organized. Está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como en la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto que si yo le hablo él me puede oír. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and take my white paper and finish up this piñata by covering it all up with white. So as you guys can see, I already did part of it and finished with the pink parts with the what are they called, the fingers and the toes. Now we're gonna go ahead and just start covering it all up with white. I am adding my engrudo. You can use glue for this or hot glue, but I just like layering it on with a brush. Helps me move a lot faster. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start spinning and going around. Start at the bottom. Make sure that you always start at the bottom and just work my way up until I finish covering up the arms. One of my favorite features from this piñata is that I am able to move the arms, so it is making it a lot easier for me to work when applying the paper, so they can go up and down pretty much. And Now I'm just gonna go ahead and cover up under the arm and then finish up the piñata. Apparently I didn't cut enough paper, so then my sons came to help.
Doing this for Sing Master because me and my mom is recording for me, and we're gonna like do the Sing Master and watch when we make the Sing Master.
What are you doing? Aren't you gonna do it? Here.
Yeah, you didn't even give me yet. Like
Let's
this.
see how, I don't know. You do it on the edge. And look at you already know how. Your brother's over here trying to teach you. You don't want to take lessons from him.
At this point, it already feels like I'm taking forever, but I'm almost done. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to put on more layers of my French white paper. Almost done, just gotta keep on pushing a little bit more.
So before I cover all of these, antes de tapar aquí las orillas, I'm gonna paint so that I will not damage the paper when I'm done. And then I'm also going to paint the eyes. También voy a pintar aquí los ojitos. This I pretty much stuffed it with like paper, and then I encapsulated it.
I'm gonna be using some black paper to cut out 2 circles. These are going to be the eyes of my Yeti. As you guys can see, he has black, a little bit of white, yellow, and orange. I will also be using paint, so once I do cut these out, I don't really have measurements. I'm pretty much cutting and measuring along with my Yeti, making sure that they fit in the eyes. Then once I have those, I can go ahead and take some white paper and cut out 2 circles. I'm gonna go ahead and take my paint and paint the eyes. As you guys know, or if you guys can see from the image, the eyes do have yellow and orange, so I'm just using paint so that I could blend those colors together and create the eyes. After that, I will be adding another little circle in the center for the pupils, I believe, and a little white dot as a reflection of light. That white dot is going to be another little piece of paper that I'm adding on there, or you can just go ahead and use some white paint as well. Now that I am done with my eyes, I can go ahead and move on to the mouth of the Yeti. So I did go ahead and cut out a purple piece of paper and kind of measured around the mouth, just making sure that it fit in there. Once I knew it was going to fit, I went ahead and took my paint again, and I will be painting the mouth. You can also go ahead and use different tones of construction paper or like poster board, different colors, and just add it in there. But I like to use paints because it gives it a little bit more of a realistic feel to it. Once I do finish, again, I will be sticking it in place with some hot glue. If you're wondering what these are the nails for my Yeti. Once I did finish cutting and gluing everything on my piñata, this is how it came out. If you did like and enjoy this video, please consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.